What is the correct procedure to follow when a creditor is to pay from petty cash? Now, for this one, what is the correct procedure to follow from when a creditor is to pay from petty cash? Let me play this clip from a video that I made about petty cash book some time back. Just listen to my explanation. Then after the explanation, I'll come back and answer this question.
So now remaining here is we have not yet talked about the ledger column that is at the extreme end, the other side. Now, talking about the last column in the petty cash, which we're calling the ledger column, here is the thing. Now, for starters, we say that petty cash is used to clear off small expenses during the course of business transactions. Now, sometimes petty cash may be used to clear off an item that is not in the category of small expenses, or simply put, sometimes petty cash may be used to pay off items that do not exist in the general ledger, but in other ledgers. If this happens, we post that figure in the ledger column. Let me illustrate this. Let's say that a supplier was paid using petty cash. This means the supplier's account is not in the general ledger, but rather in the purchases ledger. When this happens, we put the supplier's figures in the ledger column. Now let's say Chinawa. Chinawa's account of 8,000 is in the purchases ledger, and it was settled using petty cash on the 28th. Here, we shall go ahead and fill in the details. So we shall say on 28th, the details, we say it's creditor Chinawa, voucher number 6, the amount is 8,000. And since this item is not an expense, but rather an item paid out of petty cash, which needs posting to the ledger that is not the general ledger, we go ahead and post the 8,000 in the ledger column. So after posting the 8,000 in the ledger column, we go ahead and complete the double entry by debiting the respective creditors in the purchases ledger. So we go ahead and credit it in the purchases ledger, that is creditor Chinawa's account, with 8,000. Of course, the other item affected is cash, and this is in petty cash book on page 1. So of course, after crediting, finishing the double entry in that other account, of course we shall come back to the folio column, and we shall say that actually that other account that is not in the general ledger is found in the purchases ledger on page 1, and that's why we go ahead and say PL page 1 right there. The rest of the details you already know. We go ahead.
Welcome back from that. So the question from that, what is the correct procedure to follow when a creditor is paid from petty cash? First of all, we are paying from petty cash. So because the transaction is affecting petty cash, so definitely you can't tell me that you're going to credit in the cash book when the money that was used was petty cash. So A is not correct. This is not acceptable. Of course, it's acceptable. It is possible. Well, we know that petty cash is meant for small expenses, but sometimes you can pay creditors or suppliers from petty cash. So B can't be correct. Then, of course, part D is also not correct. A separate creditors account should be opened up. I mean, the creditors account already exists. Well, the correct answer here is C. A petty cash voucher is raised and the payment is recorded in the petty cash book. And of course, according to the clip you've just watched from one of my previous videos, you know, after you record in the petty cash book, then the corresponding entry is made in the supplier's account or the creditor's account.